next kano insta. Really close to my heart, that I don't feel like it's being given enough light, and given the fact that May has been a month where we are supposed to create awareness about mental health, I just thought it could be timely. So before I get started, I would love to request you to subscribe below because it helps me grow. And yeah, thank you for being here. Give this video a thumbs up if you like it, and leave me a comment. Maybe you can share your experience, because I'm going to be sharing my experience with this particular topic. So we're going to be discussing, or I'm going to be talking about postpartum depression. Maybe you may not understand that one, but postpartum is the period after childbirth. If you've been following me for some time now, you know that I just had a child about 8 months ago, and my second child. So I have two children, 2 and 8 and 8 months. Then depression is really just a mood disorder that usually presents with the lower side of a mood. The person is really like on the other side of low. Then there's the other upper side. So most times there's the lower side of bipolar. I'm not going to go deep into that, but there are many types. There are baby blues. Baby blues, these ones just happen maybe after childbirth, about 2 to 5 days of postpartum, but they don't last long. This is where you feel like you're anxious, maybe you're scared about your child going through something, you're always checking, you don't want someone to touch your child, you're just there. Those are called baby blues. Then we have another extreme case, which is postpartum psychosis. Now this is extreme. In Runyankore, they say they look like they are mad, and that is like extreme. So the middle part, the postpartum depression, is what I have suffered from, and I know a lot of women are going through it. The fact that it can be easily suppressed and dismissed as if it's not serious. A lot of men are going through it, and we just tend to, because one of the signs of it is that you judge yourself, you have guilt, you feel like it's your problem, it's you, it's because of you that you're going through a certain situation. So people tend to like suppress it and make it look useless, and yet we are losing mothers to suicide, we are losing children to angry mothers, and it's not good. So as we close this month, I hope that we are able to identify and help mothers, especially who are suffering from postpartum depression. And most times they may not even know. Well, also fathers go through that paternal postpartum depression because of the predisposing factors that we're going to be talking about. But it's not common. Men can always deal with it. That's why they say when you give birth, the pressure they always put on you is because when your man gets that, they will move on. They get off the stress, because for them they have the ability to actually move away. Except that for you, you cannot, because now you're the primary caretaker of this child and you're the homemaker anyways. So you can't run away from your child, but men can do, they always do anyways. So we are going to be focusing on the women right now, because we are the people who are usually affected and can actually go an extreme. And so my story is, when I gave birth at first, I don't think I was young, because I was 25, but I had this other dream I had to go on. I want you to remember I was in a long distance relationship. My husband lived in Kampala and I lived in Mbarara, 5 hours apart on the road, and it really did not rhyme well that he would be busy and I would be home taking care of my child, and I just need to talk to someone. I just needed someone to talk to, but he would never be there. Don't ask me why I don't have friends. I have friends, but these guys have jobs, have businesses going on, they have marriages going on, they have life going on for them. The only person I feel like I can talk to, and for most mothers, is the husband or the father of your child, or this person you're intimately connected with, that you feel like this person is able to understand me. Because even the friends you have right now will judge you, and that is going to worsen the situation, though we can do better. So I always felt like I was alone. My career had been put on a standstill. I am just not progressing, and then I am like one of the breadwinners at home, back at in my village. My mom, I feel like I've let her down. I'd started building for her, and now the house is on a standstill because I'm not working, that we are not well off, and then we cannot support. Everything was just like coming on me, and then I was gaining weight. Everyone is like, for mommy's tourism, how can you look this fat? That alone was depressing. And then I'm an emotional eater. Every time I feel bad, I'll make something super delicious, super oily, super unhealthy, and I'll just eat, just to sleep and forget everything. And then tomorrow the same thing, tomorrow the same thing, and it was just not what I wanted. That was with my first child. So that means most mothers, second-time mothers who are getting this condition, either they have gone through it and they did not get treatment for it, or they did not manage it, and that is also a predisposing factor. So when my child got a little bit older, I started moving, we started working again, and I remember about when he was about 1 and 3, I'd started settling in my new job. Life had started, becoming better. I got pregnant again. I wanted it, but I just did not know the ups and the downs that were going to come along that particular situation. So with my pregnancy, I was just okay, a little bit okay, until when it was 6 months old. I got COVID, I lost my job, then still the long distance marriage, and everything was just a box. That time, so that was the time I had suicidal thoughts every time, because we lived on the second floor. Every time I would stand at the balcony, I'd feel like, why don't I just jump? Because after all, what am I for? My husband is out there living his life. He's living his best life. He's progressing and just being himself. And then I am here stuck with 2 children, no career, no job, no one to actually cry to. I am literally on my own. Like, I am on my own, and this guy will come here and then he'll be like, these are my children, and I won't even be able to shut him up because logically they are his children. So I felt bad that I could not even tell friends about it. I was generally alone. I would talk to my mom, and my mom, of course, being a traditional woman, she'd feel like, oh, why you're being too much, or why dramatic? Now you want a guy to leave his job. You lost your job. You want him to come here and pamper you. And I realized that because I'm a nurse, I know most of the times how you present with such conditions. So I was able to, cope through and tell my mom, you know what? The problem is not that I'm dramatic. The problem is that I am depressed and I need attention, and I'm not getting the attention. And if you lose me, don't ever come here and tell me that you actually was praying for me, because I need someone to talk to. I need someone to be here. I need someone to cry to. I need someone to just help me. What is wrong with that? I just need that. It's not that I'm dramatic or anything. So it got a little bit extra, but I would always come in and sit myself down like, it's going to get better though. You know what the problem is, but then there's a woman who does not know what the problem is, who feels unwanted, who feels worthless, who feels like all this world crumbling down. Because let me tell you, people around you see what you're going through, but the fact that they do not know how or what it feels like, they are going to judge you, and most of the times it's harsh. They're going to be like, she let herself go when she gave birth. People don't know what you go through to heal. They don't know how hard it is for you to accept yourself or your new body or everything. They're just going to be like, you let yourself go, your husband is not going to leave. Like, he can leave if you want to leave, but usually it comes in your subconscious mind and you're like, what if he leaves? I really need to beat the competition and be like those girls who have not yet given birth. And yeah, so that the stress alone also causes that. So one of the causes is a previous history of depression. If you've been born to a depressed mom, also can lead to that. If you're not getting enough care or love, or if you're feeling the pressure, the peer pressure from people, you're listening to everything you want to listen to. Recently I was talking about how we go on the internet and then see all these mothers having their S together, and then you're like, how come me, I don't have anything together? These women have everything. They need to care of their children. Then there is you who barely has even a bottle to feed your child. You feel bad. I'm not saying don't use the internet, but there's a mother who shouldn't even go on the internet in the first place. You have this child, you don't have money to buy diapers. I know there are those moms, and if you're watching this video, I want you to know that we know you're there, and we love you, and we consider you, and we think about you every day. Not everything is always fancy and up there. You don't have diapers, you cannot afford formula, you cannot afford all these fancy baby bottles, and then you see the other person is buying specifically baby bottles for colic, specifically these diapers for this, and then for you always washing. It's okay, it's normal. It's just not you in the other position. You can also work and be there and enjoy all these luxuries, but if you cannot afford them, your means, just learn to accept what you're with, what you have, and you use that. So it is something that is really difficult to work with, because the whole time we're exposed to different worlds that keep on giving us ideas of how motherhood should look like, how everything should look like, and that is depressing. When you sit alone, you don't have something, but then you want this thing you saw on the internet, and you think it's the perfect thing. You're always fighting with your husband who left you money for food, but you rather went and bought a baby soothers or anything. I don't know if you get what I'm trying to say. So one of those ones is the pressure from the outside world. The pressure from the outside world, then you always feel anxious. Those are the signs now. You always feel anxious. You feel like something is going to happen. Something is going to happen. In the extreme ends of PPD, you feel like you want to kill yourself or kill this child and let them get done with every situation, because it's better off when you're dead. You're not here. There's always a slight. There's actually not even a line. 2 minutes you will be laughing, and 1 second you're completely down. You're drenched in tears. You're crying. You are angry. You are sad. You feel like it's not worth it. So those signs, when they keep on coming and coming and coming over and over again, it's no longer baby blues. You may need help from a doctor. And if you cannot, tell that I actually need help from a doctor, the people around you, I am sure that people watching this video, you have people, mothers, new mothers, second time or third time, whichever mothers who have lost their babies, that are going through this condition. It's not specifically for just mothers. Everyone who is postpartum, like that time, maybe you just miscarried, or you just had your child who passed on, or anything. That period, these guys need your support. They need your help. I always tell people, of course you cannot, I'm one of the people who judge. I always judge you. I'll always judge you. But most times, not in your face. I know you can come in my house and you're like, the way Rita cooks, her kitchen shouldn't be this small. The way this one does this, she shouldn't be doing this. She shouldn't, and then you want to bring it out. Some people, when you point out their insecurities, it worsens the situation. If you keep on saying, you used to have a small stomach, but now look at yourself, they lose it. Now all the attention is on how to tame the stomach. Now all the attention is on how to get a clear skin. They feel like they are hating themselves because everything they are doing for their skin is not working. So if you go to visit these mothers, please, please, please resist the urge to actually point out on their insecurities. Then another thing is, try to talk to them, try to engage them. If it's a salon session, if it's a spa session, try and take them. Let them feel pampered, let them feel like loved or cared for, and just feel human, feel alive again. Because when you have a child, most times you're the primary care. This child is not going anywhere. They are in the house. They don't move. They don't talk. They're just there. So it's about this mother to say, should I carry this child and go to the salon, or should I just let it go? Because it's hard work. It's hard work, seriously, to carry a newborn to a salon. Some of us don't have cars. Then you're going on a border all the way from your village to the salon. It's hard work. So if you can help, maybe stay with the child as she gets her nails done or her hair done, you can do that. It helps make them feel alive again. And if you're a husband, we know you guys go through a lot at work. But saying that she stays home the whole day, it also depends on how you want to take it. But they are not just home seated. If they told you to stay home, even for 2 hours, you wouldn't. That's why you come back home late, because you don't want to take part in the house chores. Well, for the fathers who are coming home and helping on their wives, you guys are doing great, and you're helping this generation to do better. And we see you and we appreciate you. So always try to come in and help these mothers get out of that pit. The more together we work, the more we are going to save mothers who are killing themselves due to postpartum depression, the children who are being neglected, the children who are raised by depressed moms end up being depressed, they end up anxious, they have milestones missed, and it's really not a good thing for our generation. So as we celebrate this month and create awareness about mental health, please take note that depression is not something that someone wakes up in the morning and you can see on their skin, oh, they have a skin rash, let's get them a cream. No, they can even be okay and smiling with you, but every time they go in their room, they are crying and just wanting to lose it and end it all and just get the pain out of their head. So try to be kind. Always ask how they are. When you insist, they will tell you. When they open up to you, please don't judge them. Try to get them help. Maybe visit a mental health clinic. In these referral hospitals, there are free clinics. You can go there and talk to a psychiatrist and get help. We see you, we love you, we know you're there and we've been there. You're not alone. We all suffer in one way or the other. All we can do is just be together and understand it's something that is treatable and we can do better. You don't have to kill yourself or your child for the pain to go away. So that's all I wanted to share. I just wanted to put my voice on this cause also for the people who are following me from, down here, our level. So they know we are all going through a certain something at a certain point. And if we be kind enough to reach out, to ask our friends, to just be there, present, and stop judging or pointing at other people's insecurities, it can always be better. So I'm going to be sharing more and more as time goes on. But for now, I'm going to stop here and I'll see you soon in my next cooking video. Bye.